crazy to think that this guy used to produce our show because now he is a radio superstar. Gregg Giannotti joins us.
G, how are you? How are you, bro?
Bro, are we really doing this finally? Are we really going to retire here? Are we going to, because you've been talking about this now for I don't know how long, and we're going to go down to Florida, we're going to play golf, we're going to do this. I remember 10 years ago, bro, you came to me, we're going to freaking retire, we're going to go down to Florida, somewhere in the Jupiter area, somewhere around there. But are you finally going to do this? You're going to come back? You're going to pull a Francesa, bro? What are we doing here?
There will never be a Francesa pulled, my man. You know that.
No,
you know that. You know that. That's
Congratulations,
There'll be no, no shows at the Tillis Center. I can tell you right
now. Well, how does it feel, man? Congratulations. I mean, you got the rest of this show, and then tomorrow, and then that's it.
That's it. I'm good, man. I'm ready. I'm very excited about it. I got to tell you, bro. I'm really. It's been time for a while, G. We've talked about it. It's been time for a while, and as far as I'm concerned, this is now the perfect time to move on. Really.
Sure. No, absolutely. And, Evan and I were talking throughout this whole process and thinking about Los Angeles and trips that we took out there and sleeping in the same hotel room. And you
oh, my God. In Beverly Hills. How classic was that, bro?
Yep. The great Tatiana who came up to us.
Oh, my God, Tatiana.
Didn't we see a picture of a certain NFL player?
We did.
It was. I'll just cut to the chase, Evan. It was Derek Harvey's penis. There you
go. See, it's not even the morning show, and you can just say that. Yes, we were very surprised when Tatiana at poolside pulled out the picture. No question about it.
Yes. So apparently she had a relationship with the. Old Jacksonville Jaguar defensive lineman. Right. And she didn't say, like, hey, do you want to see this? She just sort of sprung it on us and said, hey, take a look at this. Do you know Derek Harvey? You guys are sports guys. And I said, well, I know him better now than I ever have. Thanks.
Actually knew him too well at that
point. She was showing it as like a badge of honor. Like, hey, look what I've got.
Didn't she also mention something with Larry Fitzgerald? Didn't she? Do I remember that or not? Didn't she?
That I don't know. I would have remembered that too.
Yeah, I thought she did. I mean, I know she was from Arizona, and she was.
Well, I can tell you this: she didn't have any proof of it. That's for sure.
Well, no,
unlike Mr. Harvey.
Well, that's true. I mean, for all we know, we really didn't know if that was Derek or not. I mean, who knows who that really was?
That's a fair point. We didn't do any verification checks just to make sure.
No, it was none of that.
We did just take our word for it. But yeah, so back in that trip, imagine if we had looked at one another at that point and said, in about 11 years now, 12 years from now, Joe, you're going to retire to Florida. Evan's going to be working with Craig Carton. Gio's going to be working with Boomer Esiason. And then, that'll just be totally normal, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Of course.
We would have been smoking a lot of weed to believe any of that stuff would happen. That's for sure.
Yeah. Well, Joe and I think were at the time.
That's a very. You know what? It may very well be true. That's a good possibility, bro. I mean, who knows?
Yeah, that was a long time ago.
The stories we could tell that we can't. Oh my God!
Haven't we entered the world where you kind of can, or are we still at you can't?
Well, I mean, like we don't want to get into too much detail.
Okay.
I mean,
all right.
We don't want to get too crazy, but we are entering that world. I
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, so it's funny because there was, I don't know, maybe we had talked about this when me and you had hosted together, Joe, on a fill-in show, but we had alluded to the airport story.
Yes, the airport story.
One,
yes.
Yeah, that's the one that everybody wants to know, and I always said, listen, man, I am not, if Joe wants to tell that on his last day, he can tell it on his last day. But I'm never telling that story without Joe's blessing.
Well, let's just, you know what? Who cares at this point? I don't want to get into all the dramatic details. All I'll say is that when we went to L.A., okay, I had, something with me, okay? And now we're leaving L.A., okay? This is a good way to put it, right?
You're doing a great job, yes.
When we going to L.A., I had something with me in L.A., so now we're coming from LAX. We're leaving the airport. We're going through the metal detector and all that, and they pull me over, right? Because they do that random checks on random people to check out, just to check me out. So, is you guys are already through the metal detector and all this.
Correct.
They pulled me over. G is having, and I didn't notice until I got to you, but G's having a heart attack because he thought I still had this with me, and so now he's dying. Now they're checking me. I'm fine because I know I got nothing. So they're checking me now. Everything got. I come through. Everything's cool, and G's like, bro. I said, G. I said, wherever I do, when this comes with me, it stays where I am. Believe me, I have nothing with me right now.
I think we were
so there it is. So
I think we were game planning what the hell we were going to tell Turn off, what we were going to tell the media. Like, what are we doing here?
What do you mean he's stuck in L.A.? What do you mean he's in jail? I mean, right? Can't you see Chernoff now?
Right.
He's in jail?
And then he would have blamed it on me. Would have been the funniest part.
You think so?
How'd you let
No, he would have. No, I don't know if he would have done that. I think he would have blamed me. Please. But
but
everything was cool. Everything was good. Everybody out there, by the way, can just figure out. They can fill in the blanks any way you want.
Well, yeah, and just to give it from my perspective, so we do go through security. Evan and I are waiting for you. I turn around, like, as I'm putting my shoes back on, and I see a German Shepherd sniffing you. And I'm like, oh, my God. This is horrible.
Hilarious.
And then, on top of that, one of the TSA agents walked over to Evan and I and said, excuse me, are you two gentlemen traveling with this man? And we said, yeah, we are. He's like, okay, wait here. And I'm thinking, this is some serious stuff. Like,
right.
I don't know what's going to happen.
It.
And the next thing you know, you're like putting your belt back on, strolling towards us, and you go, bro, what's the matter?
That was the thing. The entire time you looked so calm.
Because I knew that there was, I should have told you, and I felt, I really didn't feel the need to do that, G. But I should have said to you, look, bro, don't worry, okay? There's, it stays here. Don't worry.
Absolutely incredible, but
that was good stuff. That's a classic, man. There's no doubt about it. That is funny. And what year was that? 07? Wasn't that 07? 07?
I feel like
08,
I want to say 08, 09.
Yeah,
well, we did 2 trips back-to-back years.
Yeah,
we went
right.
08 NBA Finals plus a Mets-Angels game.
Right, which was when Willie Randolph got fired.
Right, that's when Willie was fired.
And then Jay Horowitz blamed me for the firing.
Right.
Right? He blamed me and you for the firing. I'm like, what, are you kidding me?
Then the next year we saw Mets Dodgers, but also Giannotti and I went to Lakers Rockets. And G, you called in with updates to the station from the Lakers Rocket game, right?
Is that what you did?
I did, yeah.
I was playing golf.
I
didn't go to that game. I went to play golf while you guys were doing that.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I did. I did the updates during, the live updates. I think actually Mike McCann was the update anchor.
Was he?
And I was in the Staples Center on the cell phone updating the game, which was an absolute thrill. But yeah, those were incredible trips, and I'll never forget when I was actually in the shower and you busted into the bathroom and you yelled through because we were staying in the hotel was okay.
Is this now? Wait a minute, is this Beverly? When we were in Beverly Hills, all in the same room?
Yeah, that one.
Right.
It was the first year with the Angels where they fired Willie, and then you busted into the bathroom while I was showering. You screamed, "Bro, they fired Willie in the middle of the night! What a disgrace!"
Is that what I said? Sounds
like,
right.
Get the hell out of here! That was incredible.
I remember that at 5 o'clock in the morning in L.A. and I'm getting all these like text messages from people. I'm like, what the hell's going on?
Yeah, all these memories are flooding back. Here's another low key funny one from that trip.
Yep.
So it was our idea to go out there. So, like, it's not like the station was sending us out there.
Right.
But we had asked, like, is there anything we could expense? Like the flights or something or whatever.
Right.
And it was no, you can't, nothing. You can't expense anything because obviously radio is notoriously cheap. So we get out there, and we had spent all our own money, including me, who was making nothing at the time, all our own money to get out there. We're happy to get out there. But then as the first show starts in Los Angeles, there's a billboard read by Paul Turner, the big voice guy, to start the show. And we had no idea about it. And it comes on and it goes, Joe and Evan, live from Los Angeles, is brought to you by American Airlines. Joe, you went, are you freaking kidding me? They sold our show to a freaking airline, and I can't even get them to expense my flight? You got to be bleeping kidding me.
Did I say that?
Losing your mind.
That sounds right, too. Right? I mean, right?
Everything about it.
I'm sure I did. I'm sure I did. Right. Because we had no idea they were selling the show, right? Did we know? Did you know that, Ev?
No, of course not.
And here we are in Beverly Hills. Now, wait a minute. And here we are in Beverly Hills, okay, in this little cramped room. I'm sleeping on the floor, okay, right? I mean, this is what I'm doing. And we're all in the same, but we did, and we're going for like $20 breakfasts too. Remember, we like bacon and eggs was like $20.
Oh, yeah, it was the Beverly Hills. I mean, what'd you expect, man? What'd you expect?
I'd do it all over again, no man.
Oh, my God. How about you didn't mention the earthquake, bro.
Oh, God. Well, which one was that? Was that year one or year two?
No, that was the one. That was the
terrace?
second time we went.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think that's when we were out there for the Dodgers series.
Right,
Yeah,
right,
that's right. That was the second time. We had a balcony at a different hotel.
Right.
And we're out. Joel and I are out on the balcony, and we're shooting the breeze, having a couple drinks. I remember, and then Evan's inside the hotel room, and he wanted to go to sleep early. So Evan's in there, and all of a sudden, like, I feel a little bit of a shake. And then Evan comes running out, sliding glass door. He's like, "Oh, my God, there's an earthquake. Did you guys feel that?" And I said, "Yeah, I thought I felt something." And I look at Joe, and Joe goes, "Bro, I didn't feel a freaking thing."
I remember that. And you were like flipping out. You guys were were like, "Oh, my God."
Well, my biggest fear is earthquakes. And as soon as I felt, and we're up pretty high, 10, 15 stories.
We were up a little bit, yeah.
As soon as I felt a shake, I was freaking out. Now, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
And I ran out there.
Crazy.
Yeah.
And of course, and you weren't part of this, but we had Nicky Turturro on the other day, and I'll never forget, Nicky invited me and G down to his place on the Jersey Shore. And you went down, G went down with this young lady, okay, that you were seeing at the time. This is 100 years ago. And I went down, and remember how brutal the traffic was that day getting down there, bro? Do you remember that?
Oh, my God.
Bro, it was unbelievable. This was a massive, usual, in the middle of the summer, Jersey Shore traffic. It was freaking brutal. Brutal.
Yeah. Yeah, it was something like, it took me like 3.5 hours, 3 hours and 40 minutes, something crazy, to get from the city down to the Jersey Shore. But that was incredible. And I did hear Nick the other day talking to you guys, and it was so funny that bond that we had. And him, he talked about, when we met him in that pizza place out in L.A.
In L.A., right.
The thing he failed to mention was he was telling all these stories at the top of his lungs using the most inappropriate language.
Oh my God! Right? Yes. Yep.
Like half the place got up and left because he was just cursing his face off and screaming and doing a one-man show. But those are some of the best.
Right. What was, by the way? By the way, before I don't mean to step on it. What was the restaurant we went to? I think it was with Michelle Salvatore. We met her. Remember, we met her out in L.A.
Oh God!
Yeah, I think it was the. I don't remember the restaurant, but I remember going to the Standard Hotel in Beverly Hills, and I think that's where we met her and somebody else. And we walked in, and they had models behind glass. In the lobby. And it was this couple of girls in their underwear that were in glass cages. And I was like, this is a different world, man. I'm not in Kansas anymore.
No, I know. It's unbelievable.
But I have to say, though, listen, man, thank you so much for everything that you've done for me and always been a big supporter. And this is something, I told this story on a morning show the other day, but, maybe people don't know the story, but before I ever hosted a show, not one show, I was just the producer, and we had banter back and forth, and I used to do the impersonation. You set up a lunch. It was me, you, and your agent at the time, Mark Lefselter, who's still your agent.
Right, the great Mark Lefselter, right.
Right. And you said, I'm setting up this lunch, and we're all going to go. And we all sat down there, and I remember Mark walked in. He knew nothing of me other than I produced the show. And he said, you got to represent this kid because something's going to happen with him at some point. He's going to make something of himself. And Mark was like, okay, have you done anything yet? And I said, no, nothing. And you just said, trust me. And he did, based on your word, decide to be my agent at that table. And it's worked out great for everybody. But you had more faith in me than just about anybody out there. and I can't thank you enough for that support over the years.
Well, bro, you know that, man. I knew a long time ago what a talented dude you were. There's no question about it, and I'm so glad that you have made it, big. Both of you guys. I mean, you're going to be, you're going to be the morning guy, and for a long time to come with Boomer, and Ev's going to be, it's going to be the new Mike and the Mad Dog with Carton in the afternoon.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you two guys have gone to the heights, tremendous heights, and I love both of you, and I'm proud of both of you for what you guys have accomplished. The tremendous stuff by both of you guys, really.
Thank you, man. Thank
Really?
you, man.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, and don't ever forget, man, how unbelievably this whole thing went for you, and how accomplished this career has been. We could only dream, guys like Evan and me and younger guys, of having a week and a week plus to be able to say goodbye to the audience, have people call in and talk about the memories. I mean, this doesn't happen in radio. Usually they just rip you right from behind the microphone and kick you out.
That's true.
Exactly.
You're right about that. Usually they escort you with armed guards out of the building.
And you always thought that's how it was going to end.
That's how I was going.
Exactly.
I figured, his turn. I'm here. Take your stuff and get the hell out now. Right?
Yep.
That's how I figured it was going to go down.
A little bit different.
All
Thank
right,
you, G.
well, listen, take care. Enjoy the week, all right?
Hey, G, all the love, man. Nothing but love, and congratulations on all the success, man. You deserve it. You know that.
Well, thank you, and Greg, congratulations to you, and soak up every minute, man. Tomorrow, when the show ends, I'll be listening just like the rest of us, and it's going to be bittersweet for sure because we're going to miss you like hell. But it's going to be a really, really special moment and a major, major career that we can look back on, and all of us can feel like we were a part of, which is just so special. So enjoy it,
bro. All the love,
all of it, bro, all of it.
All right, man. The great Gregg Giannotti.